where all things go, I think. Let's see, what the frick is going on with the light? Oh no. Oh, I look like I'm in darkness. Alright, let's see if that starts going. Hello, stream. Will you start going? There we go. Right, we're live. We are going live. We are live now. Let me just check my headphones, make sure everything's on. Yeah. And then my headphones, by the way. Someone were asking if I wear headphones. Not normally. This is a bit of a unexpected live stream, I'll be honest. But I was like, oh, I didn't put out a video, did I? So I quickly started. Well, not quickly started it. I had plans to do a video or a stream today. And I remember it's Sunday night, so Sunday night 8 o'clock live stream. That's just kind of what we do around here. You know what I mean? So hello. Rambling on a little bit. We have got the special Christmas hat, you know. We'll get that on in a minute. 1 minute. Just wait for some of you to get in the chat. And yeah, we'll get going. Bit of a late one today. So apologies about that. I didn't really pre-warn that I was going to go live. I don't think, anyway. But nonetheless, here we are. Merry Christmas. Yeah, exactly. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. Get the Christmas hat on. The amazing Christmas hat. There you go. It's too big. It's too big. Oh, dearie me. Well. Everyone enjoys the music. Found that myself. Oh. 5 of you in here with a like on the stream. Leave a like if you enjoy it. For my silliness. I'm on the road to 600 subscribers. So, there you go. Just been learning some Spanish. Oh, well. Where do we start then? Well, I think we should start with everyone's favourite as I adjust my chair. Oh, dearie me, let me just move. I've got too many things open, you see. So, I've got 33 tabs open. 1 minute, let me just do this. There we go. We're on it. So yeah, these are White Christmas off the cards. We'll have a look at all the latest data and see what everything's showing. From what we've seen recently, I would say, yep, it doesn't look likely, does it? But it's not out of the question completely. I mean, I'd hope it wouldn't be, but it's not a great chance. I'll be honest, it's not a great chance. At the moment, obviously things can change, it's still 10 days away, but we'll have a look at some things. And we'll get on with it. Bit of a quieter live stream today, I see. That's fine. And maybe it'll pick up as we go along. Maybe I should have prepared a bit better, you could say. Yeah, it's not like me, is it, to be prepared, eh? Not like me to be prepared at all. Well, let's start then with the longer range, the ECMWF forecast. This runs out for 6 weeks, but obviously we'll just take a quick snapshot peek at this, see what it is showing today. Let's go then, let me move this chat so I can see it. So, week 1 is the 16th to the 23rd of December, so we'll show the mean sea level pressure anomalies, the temperature anomalies, and also the 2 metre temps anomalies and the 500 millimetre heights. So week 1 is the 16th to the 23rd of December. We've got high pressure ridge in the Atlantic out to our west, and we have, oh thank you and low pressure towards Scandi, and winds are in from a chilly or cold northwesterly, not particularly cold, and still above average overall because of the milder start to the week. With winds in from the west on Wednesday, actually. There could be quite stormy conditions at some point. But that's something to not worry about yet. This is the Christmas week then. And there's the problem. High pressure centred to our west, low pressure centred towards Scandinavia, and winds are in from the west. And that is why we are seeing milder conditions. Also, why have I not got the chat in the right place? There we go. Para el tiempo severo que también sea fuerte tornado en Estados Unidos, tormenta invernal, fuerte viento granizo, potenciales de tormenta severa en la costa norte de Estados Unidos ganó un sopor. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. That is milder than average, by the way. That is milder than average week to come there. Week 3 is the 30th to the 30th of December. 30th of December. Get your words out. Get your teeth back in. 30th of December to the 6th of January. And this one gets a little jiggle of the jingle bell hat because it actually looks a little bit colder with high pressure ridging out in the Atlantic and low pressure towards Scandinavia, bringing down a cold northwesterly to northerly wind. You'd expect with that. Again, pretty good with the 500 millibar heights. Haven't seen cold on this chart in like weeks. High pressure's out to the west though. Low pressure's out to the east. And winds are in from the north or the northwest. And temperature anomalies should be a little bit cooler. What do you do to get colder anomalies in this country? What is that? It's still above average. Dearie me. Week 4 is the 6th to the 13th. This winter's a write-off in it. There you go. Low pressure to the north, high pressure over to our west, and winds are in from the west. Very Atlantic driven and probably quite mild. Oh dearie me, if you like your mild weather, yeah, it looks on top there because temperature anomalies again are going above average. Oh dear. Does my sound right? It doesn't sound right. Where's my audio? Oh. Did I have ads playing? Oopsie daisies. My bad. Week 5 is the 13th to the 20th, and that is mild again. Not much to say, mild again, and mild again. Week 6, that looks pretty mild as well, with high pressure centred towards Spain and low pressure towards Iceland and Greenland, and winds are probably in from the southwest with that one. Wow, wow, wow. Very mild. Look at that. That is a very mild week. That could get the temps into the teens. Could feel like spring there, with winds from the southwest to the 20th to the 26th. Won't worry about it, it's a long way off. Temperature anomalies again above average, but that is a very mild January, if that is correct. Oh dear. I know you like your mild weather, you tell me every time. That is what I use for the thumbnail, and if you like mild weather, again Hazel, looking at you, then that is perfect. People always ask what tea I'm drinking. I don't know why, but this is Yorkshire tea. Has been for a couple of weeks. Been informed. But that is Yorkshire tea. Can't beat Yorkshire tea. Bit expensive though sometimes, but can't do all about it, can you? Well, if you don't know what this means, this chart, well, the southwesters are going to the north. However, we're still centred under a high pressure, a very strong area of high pressure over the top of the country, meaning the temperatures are quite mild. Look at the temperature deviation. The bright reds are appearing, which is 10 to 12 degrees above average upper level air. Christmas in 10 days. I know. It's brilliant, isn't it? Has everyone got the Christmas hat? I hope you have, because I've put some extra effort into to wear this Christmas hat. Can't be... Yeah, you can't. It's true. It's a bit more expensive than the other brands, like PG Tips or whatever, but it does taste pretty good, I can't lie. And whoever bought it picked quite well. So, if we have a look at this run then, this is the GFS, this is the American model. Always use this one because it's GFS, isn't it? As you can see, over the next couple of days though, winds are up from the southwest, are quite mild. Wednesday looks especially mild, but could be quite windy in the north. Could be some gale force winds possibly in the north again. Apologies if you live in the north of Scotland, which winds probably getting to 50 miles an hour once again. We'll have a look at that in a minute actually and see if there's anything about that. Why do I keep looking? There's nothing down there. There's nothing down there. I don't know why I keep looking down there. Sorry, everyone. I've got the chat here, so why do I keep looking? I don't know. I'm in that mindset. But as that low clears to our east on Wednesday, we could blow on a colder northerly, could bring the -5 line in, and could bring a few wintry showers, possibly wintry, into the north and the west. Wouldn't expect anything further eastwards, but you never know. Couldn't rule out a drifting inland shower. A ridge builds through Thursday into Friday, bringing a lot of dry weather. Could be quite frosty. Friday morning start before... In comes the westerlies, slight northwesterly tilt on the 22nd to the 23rd. Doesn't bring any cold air besides for Scotland where they could see a few wintry showers, but most areas look kind of average or above average really, especially in the south. Before Tuesday the 24th, Christmas Eve, and then in comes the mild southwesterlies and builds very strongly over the top of the country. That could be an inversion in the southeast, could bring the temperatures down. However, I had a look at the upper air charts and they are not showing an inversion happening. high pressure does try and get towards Greenland at the very end, obviously extended range, doesn't quite, and topples in, and we stay under the high pressure. So for the whole run, pretty much looks very mild. Oh dear. GEM next then, run through this very quickly. Again, very similar pattern for the next few days. Brings down that colder northerly, actually quite a potent northerly there, with the -5 line getting slightly further south. Doesn't mean anything though, because a ridge still bids in the day after. Then back into the west northwest. There's a bit more of a northwesterly with the GM, bringing in some of the -5 line. Doesn't really matter though, because in comes the extremely mild air again from the southwest this time. Not as much of a ridge building, but look at the isotherm moving in. Look away if you want a cold Christmas. 10-degree isotherm moving in there. Wow, that is 10 to 12 degrees above, or even more above average at the upper level air. If you have a look at the 2 metre temps with that, because the winds from the southwest will be mild. Look at that on Christmas Day, and these are lower than probably what they would be. Look at that overnight though, 12 degrees. That's quite mild, to be fair. And then even into the northeast of Scotland, 13 degrees is being forecast. This is a very mild Christmas. I don't think it's going to be record breaking, because that was 15. It's not going to quite reach that, I don't think. Something to keep an eye on though. We've got the ECM next, and this one will go out to day 16 soon, but it's not quite finished yet. We'll go out to day 10. But I've actually seen it on WX charts, and that was a very mild spell of weather. This hat's very itchy. Oh, so itchy. Again, very similar pattern for the next few days though, with this northerly. And then westerlies for a time, not very warm or cold, not very mild or cold westerlies. Ridge builds through, and then brief northwesterly with the ECM, brings in a little cooler spell, but not exactly cold. Before it turns back very mild again. Before at the very end for Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. Christmas Day could be a snow in the north, but most areas kind of look around average, to be honest. Apart from the far southeast, looks kind of like an average Christmas with the ECM, but I assume that's an outlier. I've got the AIFS here, which is the ECM, like the AI generated model, uses artificial intelligence, and that is very broadly similar for the next few days. Are exactly the same as the GFS 12Z, with the heights building over the top, and looks very mild for Christmas there. Not much to say about that. 10 to 12 degrees above average, upper level air. Wouldn't be that much at the surface, of course, but it looks so mild on that run. Actually, it looks very mild. The AIFS, the AI generated model, has actually been the most accurate model of the year. So it's not putting it in good stead, is it, really? When we see that. And then we'll have a look at the CFS 12Z, which has just come out as well for a bit. Let's see what that shows. This the CFS can't forecast snow, and there's Christmas Day, and wow, that is mild as well. Oh, dearie me. Very mild for a lot of the run. Goes slightly cooler around the 30th with the -5 line, trying to move in. Doesn't last very, very long either at all. Slight builds of heights to the raising of heights towards the south of Greenland, but doesn't last very long. For low pressure barrels in from off the Atlantic once again. That is a very unsettled and stormy January start with that one, with winds in from a constant westerly southwesterly, so not exactly cold. Pretty mild, to be fair. And wow, there's not really much to say. The PV, you can just see the strength of the PV. The purples, not really much chance for a cold snap at all. Bit of a brief cold snap at the very end of the run, the 29th of Jan, but that is not going to hang around for long at all, you wouldn't expect. 13 of you on here with 5 likes on stream. Make sure you get the likes up, guys. If you enjoy my stream, I'm going to put the light on, actually. It's very dark in here. 1 minute. That should look a bit better. See? That should look a little bit better now. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? It must be a bit better, yeah. Right, let's see then. So we'll bring up the let me go onto the EC website, and we'll bring up the amazing charts. Yorkshire is the best, but it has to be. Why am I looking at that? It's not got the chat on. Yorkshire tea is the best, but it has to be made with Yorkshire what? Yeah, I agree. Yorkshire tea. What am I doing? This is the weather regime's forecast. This kind of gives you the idea of what the conditions are going to be like for the next few weeks. So when they load, this is what it is. Hopefully you're enjoying the Christmas music as well. It's not too loud. I want it a bit louder. That might be better. I might not be loud enough. We've got Deck the Halls apparently on, but I can't hear it, so... hopefully enjoying that. Right. This is the ECM weather regimes forecast. And as you can see, there's not much interest. Now, it does show Atlantic ridging over the Christmas period. However, a lot of that is based around a positive NEO, which is high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north, which is why it's remaining quite mild. Because this Atlantic ridging is not strong enough to withstand the Atlantic and allows milder winds to raise up from the southwest and bring in some very mild conditions for the time of year around Christmas. Now, there's not much interest at all through any of this. I mean, maybe at the end of December, I did warn that the this spell wouldn't be cold. Yeah, it's I did warn that this spell won't last very long at all. If he even arrived, and it's come to fruition, really, hasn't it? It's the Atlantic's too strong, the AO's positive, the NEO's negative. It's just going to be a westerly. It needs both to be negative to get cold weather in. Well, that's just the UK, isn't it? And if you like your mild weather like Hazel does, then you're right. We live in a hard water area, so have to buy the green box, which is made for hard water. Damn. I didn't realise that. Oof. Well, there you go. What we got next? The mean zonal winds. We'll have a look at the GFS 12Z to have a look at the PV. See how that's looking. If there's any changes at all. This is the state of the PV. This is probably a reason why we've got a mild Christmas on the cards. Saying very mild, and that is the record-breaking levels. That red line there is record-breaking, so we're currently on a record-breaking polar vortex. It's going to drop away according to these ensembles, but not much. And also, there's not many going for a reversal at this stage. Very scattered. Doesn't look very likely at all. So everything is weighed against. So this is like cold. And it looks like mild is winning out. If you like me, it makes your hat droop. So it's not great, is it? But if you like your mild weather, then you've got your wish, haven't you? Your wish has come true. Not for me, though. Not for me at all. Do like me cold weather at times. I don't like when I'm on holiday, though. It's not great, is it? It's not great when it's cold, wet and windy. However, something like 30 degrees, that's too far. I can't handle that. It's too much for me. Too much for me. I'd rather it just be kind of average. Well, it's pretty hard too. I'll have to keep a lookout. Yeah. There you go. Does this go? This page isn't working. I can see that, pal. See that? We'll have a look at the weather outlook, and I'll show you the 5-day forecast with the UKV, the UK Met Office run. Again, lots of wet weather. Could be quite windy as well in the north. Continuing. Could be some quite heavy spells of rain. Sunday night into Monday. Very dry for much of the UK though, with only a few scattered showers. Then a weather front moves up from the southwest. Moves more into northern southern parts of Ireland. Sorry about that. Oof. So Scotland, there's a weather front moving in from the southwest, bringing in wet weather. Could be quite heavy through the day, for turning quite wet and windy, especially for northern areas, and then spreading further southeastwards. So, just come off. You're so ill. At least I got my cup of tea. But through Tuesday it looks quite showery and quite mild as well. Quite like a squally feature there, like a storm line appearing there in the far southwest through parts of Wales, into southeastern England. Lots of showers, and especially this weather front into Scotland could be a yellow warning for some heavy rain totals there in the north. So they'll have to watch out for that. But at the moment, then as the milder air clears away, because it's going to be very mild through that time, remember, temperatures could go quite mild. So 14 degrees for central areas. I'm in South Yorkshire, central areas. It says 14 degrees on my radar thing. Yeah. So weather front clears southwards. That's a cold front clearing southwards on Wednesday. Then behind it, wintry showers in the north. Why am I scratching my head? Ow. Wintry showers in the north. Probably to higher ground, but could possibly turn to sleet or ground pool at lower levels. Ground pool is hail. Few showers through the Pennines. Oh, I feel so. What is going on? I feel so ill. Oh. Few showers through northern England and then a few through Scotland. For instance, that high pressure topples over the country, dries out a bit before milder air returns. But still some colder air lurking in the southeast, in the northeast, I'd say. Ooh. Dear with me. No, I think we're good now. Thank goodness. What are the winds like in the north? So 60 miles an hour is being shown there. Not exactly great, and a few windy gusts through Thursday. And it's thrown me off. It's completely thrown me off. I do apologise. This coughing fit has just completely thrown me off. But yeah, it's looking quite windy throughout the whole run, really. UKV is just showing windy conditions for much of the time. Thank you. Shout out to my mum for getting me that. I'm very ill as well. Oh, dear me. Oh, that's definitely something to watch out for though on Wednesday. It won't be cold in Oh, hello, Gav. How are you doing? Just saw that. Sort of caught my eye. Oh, I've completely lost what I was thinking of. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, look at that through Wednesday. Could be quite gusty, especially for central areas there. Actually, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Could be quite windy in central areas, especially where I am actually. There, as you can see, there's a bit of rain associated with that as well. And as you can see from the mean sea level pressure, that's where the low pressure is. Like the isobars are quite tight at this point, according to the UKV, which is why when you've got tighter isobars, that means windier conditions, which is probably why in central areas it looks quite windy there. Things are obviously subject to change, but 60 to 70 miles an hour definitely warrants a yellow warning there. We'll have to watch out for that though. It looks quite windy for many parts of southwestern England as the low clears in. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Spent many hours finding this. Had to search through the house to find that one. Then it dies out eventually, Thursday to Friday. Thank goodness. We don't want any more strong winds after all of the damage that the storm Dara caused before. Aye, there we go. Don't never say aye. What am I doing? Oh my god, I wish it'd go away. Go away. I've been fine all day, and all of a sudden do this live stream and I start coughing everywhere. Right, let's have a look at the GFS, which is mild. Mild. Bleh. I like forecasting anything, it doesn't matter to me. There's that colder air sinking through on Wednesday into northern England, producing a little bit of winteriness over many northern hills, possibly there. Could be further inland at times, but I wouldn't expect much significant from that. Weakening weather fronts moving through on Saturday, then into Saturday evening. Bit of a colder front appears with winds turning into the northwest. Could turn showers wintry over the northern hills, probably northern hills. Bit of a low pressure system sinking southwards on Sunday. Obviously things are subject to change, but that is producing a mini snow event for the north. Winds continue to be in from the northwest before things turn milder. Winds change direction to the southwest, and in comes the milder temperatures. Look at that. So that's 6 a.m. on the 24th of December, and obviously it's the GFS, and it's subject to change, but that's just showing the potential of these air masses. 12 degrees at 6 a.m, that's what you'd expect in summertime, not the middle of bloody winter. Rocking the water. Best thing you can have, not tea. This tea is done. But yeah, those temperatures are quite ridiculous for Christmas Eve, but it's something we've become used to these days. 12, 13 degrees for many parts of the country there. Only Scotland staying relatively chilly, but look at the air masses. 7 degrees at 850 HPA is very mild for the time of year. Then obviously as we go through the day, things will strengthen in warmth, really. Even overnight into Christmas Day, looks like quite a mild Christmas Day morning. There we go. Christmas Day looks very mild, to be fair, there with 12 degrees for many areas at 6 a.m, and then by 12, wow, look at that, 13, 14 degrees in the southwest. Dearie me, that gets a droopy hat from me. that can hang there for a minute as the sadness sinks in, as we're going to get another mild Christmas again. I don't even remember a white Christmas. I think 2010 might have been, but I do not remember it to save my life. One of the most severe winters, and I don't even remember a single thing about it. Obviously the rest of them we don't care about because it's so far out, it's not even worth looking at, really. But it kind of looks around. After that, it kind of looks around average, but again, a lot of scatter is within the models, and it needs to be sorted out. Let's have a look at the ECM then. That should be out if Wetter wants to work. ECM, there we go, right. So it goes out to 12 days out there. So that's day 10, so we saw from Gav's live stream. I did watch that, by the way. Hopefully you saw me tuned in. And my Facebook got hacked. I mean, I'm not hacked, it got taken down about 10 minutes after I started using the account. I've had it for about 6 years. I started using the account, started putting like my weather stuff on to, share to another platform. Try and get another audience in, because a lot of people use Facebook and I've never used it, but went onto there and immediately got banned. I don't know if it's my name, send it, is that bad? I don't know. I just put a profile picture on there and got smited off the planet. But if we have a look at the rest of the ECM, it doesn't matter, does it? You're here now if you're watching. Bit of quite a live stream, but I don't mind. It's actually quite better to just get on with things, especially when you've got a bad throat like I have and I need to keep coughing. Well, there we go. So, what does the ECM show past day 10? Well, it shows high pressure toppling over the top of the country, centering itself southwards, building heights, and very mild air masses returning again. Look at the 5-degree ice firmament to the south there, temperature deviation. We don't get to see it, but it is milder than average there, as you'd expect. Things look very mild, and there's heights building towards the eastern part of Scandinavia. It looks quite like there's a cold trough going through eastern parts of Europe there. Look at that cold pool. A couple of Eastleys there won't be good. Facebook can be very funny about what you post. I didn't even post anything, to be fair, Hazel. I just changed my profile picture to my weather one. They didn't like it, I guess. I don't know. I guess they're good as mine. Facebook's got to stick up the backside, haven't they, when it comes to that? I don't know. I'm not worried about it, it's fine. Let them do what they want to do, eh? Facebook, who'd want them? Who'd want to use them? Nah, I don't mind the idea of Facebook. I've just never really used it. I just thought, I'll set it up. But you just don't want the weather empire of mine to grow, I guess. But that's fine. I'm only kidding. Right, that should be the 15th of December. This is the latest 12Z ensemble suite from the ECM. Now, as you'll see on Gav's live stream if you watched it. I must be. That's what it is, yeah. I agree, Danny. Must be naughty, mustn't I? Well, wow, these are very mild at Christmas Day at 12. Midday. High pressure to the north, low pressure to the south with these 21. Winds in from the west. High pressure slightly out to our west, but still to the south, and low pressure to the north. That could be slightly northwesterly, but kind of looks westerly. And 14 with high pressure trying to build northwards, but doesn't quite, and low pressure towards Greenland, so winds are in from the southwest there. It looks very mild at day 10 and day 14. Well, there's not much change at all, and it looks very drab. Very similar patterns, to be fair. 22 with high pressure in the Atlantic, low pressure to the north. However, we've got high pressure centred to the south as well. Winds are probably in from the west there. Mild, most unsettled conditions in the north. 17 look very similar with high pressure out slightly to the west, but still to the south towards France, and low pressure to the north. And winds are in from the west or southwest. And then we've got 12 with heights over the top of the country. Could be an inversion there, but obviously not sure. Winds will be coming from a slack northeasterly, possibly, but again, looks very mild at that stage. So, dearie me, that is one of the drabbest streams we've done, isn't it? Nothing to report, really. Has the CFS gone any further? Let's have a look. Oh, it has. Let's see what it does past the 29th of Jan. Tries to build heights towards Scandinavia. The Atlantic is way too powerful and continues westerly. At some point there, though, the low pressures move to the east and we bring down, there we go, -10 line. Doesn't last long as it's very transient. Oh, maybe not. There's a low pressure sinking southwards. Could be a bit of a snow event with that one before the -10 line returns. Not for long, though, as the high pressure topples in, back into the westerlies, and back mild once again. This looks like an extremely mild... Look at that PV. Wow, that is one of the strongest PVs you will see. Look at that. Look at the deep areas of low pressure within there. That looks like a very strong negative NAO as well. Sorry, very strong positive NAO, I meant to say, not negative. What am I on about? The hell am I talking about? Yeah, it doesn't look great there, does it, at all? Nope to say about that one. The less said about that, the better. Because another 48 hours. Oh, wow. Mild southwesterlies as the CFS strikes again. Can't forecast bloody snow to save its life. There we go. I was actually thinking of looking at like one of the Christmases that had a Christmas, like a white Christmas, you know, like a blast from the, like an old year, but I'm not sure if anyone would be interested in that. I like a old forecast video. I don't know what to call it. I think, I don't know. I no idea. But yeah. See if I can't forecast. Yeah, I agree. It's terrible. I'm saying perhaps it's not terrible. It's brilliant. Okay, it's a brilliant model. But have I ever seen it get it right? It's experimental. But have I ever seen it get it right? Once, maybe, in the last 4 years I've used it. But apart from that, it's not right at all. I think the ECM has the highest accuracy rate. Yeah, the ECM has the highest accuracy rate. What is this? Oh, I see. That's the observed temperatures today. Christmas 1927 was epic. Wow. Might have to have a look at that one. Actually, you know what? I actually don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to mess with that. But that's a job for another day. Where the temperatures currently, though, these look a little bit... Well, actually, where I'm in South Yorkshire, it's 11.5 degrees, so... It's probably about right there, to be honest. Probably about right, I wouldn't deny it. Look, widely, the country's quite, well, mild, I'd say. That's quite mild, isn't it? Quite a mild day with temperatures 10s, 11s at this time, which is 8:30. It looks pretty mild there. Winds are in from a slack northwesterly, but it's not lasting very long. It's just changing. Winds 2010. I know. I wish I remembered it. Obviously, you probably hated that winter because you don't like the cold. I mean, I like the cold, but I do like it to be mild sometimes. Especially if it's like a prolonged cold spell, you do get a bit. But I've never experienced that, so I never get fed up. I never get fed up of the cold. But these days, I was born in the new millennium, the 21st century. It's like you don't see cold anymore. It might be like a brief cold snap, and snow's rarer than solar eclipse. The times we get snow is when you have like the boundary between milder and colder air. You know, like when your low pressure runs up against cold air, that's when we get snow events. Don't typically get snow from the northeast because it's an inland location. You see it in the east, but never really see much snow. Sometimes you get like the odd times. Christmas 2010 was it? Yeah, I'm sure it was a very good Christmas, that one. It was a brilliant Christmas, and also the winter was probably brilliant. I did see actually the news reports about it. You know, like the golden oldie, like a weather forecaster. I saw like a video of it from like a BBC thing, and it looked brilliant. Even in November, I think there was risk of snowing, like bitterly cold temperatures. You don't get them anymore with like -5 and stuff. I did hate it. We couldn't get the car out. I'm not surprised you hated it. Wish I'd been able to see it though, because you don't see it. The last thing I saw was 2018 Beast from Leeds when I couldn't get to school. Yeah, but they still kept it open and we still had to go in. That was interesting. It was not fun getting to school those days because it was just so treacherous, you could say, and it bitterly cold as well. It was like -4 or -5 most days. Every other college, we've got to get sent to an Ulster. Exactly, Gav. You got to do it for me. I mean, I'm on the edge here. Every time something cold comes up in the weather models, it goes bloody mild. It flips. Like, we're talking about the possibilities. I'm talking to some of the WX community, and we're talking about the possibilities of a cold Christmas. A couple of, like, literally about 4 days ago, of like the atmospheric patterns and how things are going to change, and it's completely collapsed, and it looks flat westerly or with high pressure building over the top, bringing in milder southwesterly winds. Oh, there you are. That's just the UK. This island. Change of 100 miles makes a massive difference to this country. It's such a small island in comparison to the atmospheric patterns. Obviously, it can change, but I'd say there's about an 80% chance of it being mild at this point. Let me just hide this really quick. I don't want to show anything personal by accident. Let me just do that, and then do that. Brum. I've got Brum on here, so I can show that one. This is the upper air temperature graph for Birmingham. Brum is. So obviously it does go colder. Cooler. Around the 19th to the 20th of December, with that ridge building over the top of the country, so quite dry, and you wouldn't expect any snow with that, to be honest. Move this out of the way. I barely talk today. I don't know what's going on with me at all. Then over the Christmas period, you can see the majority do go mild. However, there's a few stragglers around the Christmas period, about 5 or 6, I'd say, which do keep it cold, so it's not entirely out of the question, but I would say it's a strong majority. It's going above the average. You could see a flip, but most of the models today, besides the ECM, which is slightly cooler, do look strongly above average, I would say, and some of them very mild. Look at the GFS, very top of the ensemble graph, so could be wrong, of course, but yeah, that's a very strong positive, or very stronger than average graph for mild conditions. Some of them even get into the 10-degree isotherm. GFS just about makes it there. Before that, just is an extremely mild run for the whole run. I have seen a lot of uncertainty around the end of the month. I have been tracking that. Don't know if we saw the ECM, but if we have a look at not that stupid thing, 2 meter temperatures are always going to be mild, aren't they? From the ECM, they always are. And then a week before they changed to colder. Like at the moment, they're still mild. Still got the droopy hat. Droopy hat, send it. That's my controversial moment, Gav. Let me have a look. If we have a look at the mean sea level pressure anomalies, like, you would not say that is a particularly overly mild chart, but it actually is when it loads. Come on, internet. I know you can do it. Come on, internet. I know you can do it. What is it doing? Load, for goodness sake. Making a stream here. Hello, Bowling Thunderstorm man. How are you doing? Making a stream here. Where's me? There they are. But looking at that, you'd say high pressure to the west and low pressure just to our east. You'd expect that to be a northwesterly, but it's not exactly. And it's not cold at all. It's actually quite a mild chat. But week 2, the Christmas week, actually doesn't even look that bad. Like with high pressure out to the west, it's not bad, and low pressure to the east, it's not that bad. With winds you'd expect from the northwest with that one, but it's not quite. To be very, oh my god. What I haven't been reading everyone's messages ever since Exacta Weather came on the scene about 12 years ago. We've not had a cold winter since. Well, I did read some of them Exacta. They make me laugh actually. They're hilarious, especially when the Daily Express and the Sun and all them start making that. It's hilarious to read them. Britain to get battered by 12 inches of snow, minus 20-degree temperatures. When we look at one model run, and they're like, yeah, that's definitely cold. We're definitely going to believe that. One run, and they're like, oh my god, we're going to get thousands of people looking. Good on. Oh dear me, that is embarrassing what I just did there. I do apologise, everyone. I meant to be professional. Turn into a right clown and make these streams. Yeah, controversial. Not at all. I completely agree, and probably I'm a little bit too controversial myself saying that. I think to ever focus on a cold, snowy winter for the ship. Of course they are. Wouldn't expect anything else from them. Actually, ceiling fan weather got my industrial beast on. I don't know how. In my house, it's not bad. It's like not mild, not warm, not cold. It's just kind of alright, if you know what I mean. Not much to say more about that, but yeah. Nice to see you on the chat, Bowling Thunderstorm. How are you doing? Going to be a bit lacking for content, but I will over the next few days be releasing a couple of videos here and there. But there's not really much to report, and I've got some really fun videos. I've got some really fun videos I want to record, but they're a bit silly, so I'm not sure about doing them. But we'll see what happens. You have to be silly sometimes, don't you? Bring out your silly side, time to time. Now, I am hoping to forecast a colder Christmas. I mean, it would be fun, but it's not looking likely. I mean, that chart from the ECM there does not look awful at all, does it, really? It actually looks like it could be colder, but not at all. It's, sadly quite mild, because things aren't positioned quite right, and this high is not as far westwards as it appears here, really. But there you go. That's the UK for you, and that's all I can really say. So if you did enjoy the stream, then please don't forget to like, and if you are new, which I'm sure a lot of you watching are probably not new, but if you are anyway, then please do drop us a sub. It greatly helps out the channel. Do appreciate everyone that joined today. And apologies for my bad throat. I don't know what's going on. Must be the lurgies going around again. I've been fine all day though, so I don't know. But that's it really. I don't really have what else to say apart from enjoy the mild weather when it arrives in a couple of days. And I'll see you all in the next video/stream. Probably will be a video. Cheers to Luke McDonald for subscribing. Much appreciated. Just saw that pop up. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, pal. But yeah, see you all in the next one, everyone. Cheers, Gav. Cheers, everyone.